What's up guys, it's Kyra and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am so excited to be collaborating with Juvia'S to reveal their highly anticipated new I Am Magic foundation and concealer collection. Y'all, I have heard about this foundation concealer all over Instagram, and y'all have been blowing me up in my YouTube comments, in my Instagram DMs, like, Kyra, when are you gonna review the foundation concealer? And I am here to let you guys know that today is the day, okay? So again, I want to give a huge shout out to Juvia'S for collaborating with me on this video and just trusting me to review the foundation and to share my thoughts with you guys. You guys know I'm a very honest person, so whatever I say in this video is going to be the 100% truth, okay? So I cannot wait to try and test this out and just jump right into it because y'all know I am about finding good foundation and concealer products. I don't know, I'm just a huge skin girl. I'm a skin and a brow girl, so I cannot wait. So again, this is the new Juvia'S I Am Magic Velvety Matte Foundation and Concealer Collection. Now the foundation comes in 42 shades, which is amazing. And within those 42 shades, it actually is broken up into three quote-unquote kingdoms. So you have your Nubian kingdom, which is more of the deeper skin tones. You have your medium kingdom, which is more of the like tan to deep skin tones. And then you have the fair kingdom, which is more of your, of course, fair complexion foundations. So within those 42 shades and three kingdoms, you actually get 4 different undertones. So it comes in warm, neutral, cool, and olive, which is great, especially for women of color, because you guys know how it can be a bit tricky to find foundations that actually cater to our wide array of undertones and skin complexion. So I am excited about this, and just looking at this picture and just looking at all the shades that the foundation matches, y'all, it covers just about everyone. So that's a great thing. And I just cannot wait to like test it out and get my hands into it. This foundation does claim to be long wearing. It claims to have a smooth application, and it claims to have flawless coverage. Now, as far as the pricing goes, the I Am Magic foundation will be running for $20, and you can find it at the Juvia'S website, Ulta.com, and also select Ulta stores. And I also do want to note that the foundations claim to be buildable to full coverage, and they do have a demi matte formula, which makes me so excited because you guys know how more recently I have really been excited to find like the perfect foundation that's matte enough to work with my oily skin, but that's not drying, that's not cakey, and it doesn't look like it's too heavy or too much, because I don't know, like I just want to look more natural these days. And then the concealer is going to be $14, and again, it'll be found at the Juvia'S website, Ulta.com, and also select Ulta stores. Y'all, let's just go ahead and hop into what I received from Juvia'S. So they sent me all their products in this cute little coral packaging right here, which is super cute. And it also comes with this really cute illustration that I love. I always love the imagery. It's so pretty. Now in the packaging, I did receive 1 palette, 6 foundations, and 3 concealers. So they first sent me the Nubian 3 Coral palette from Juvia'S, and the packaging looks like this. Again, I'm loving this coral theme. And y'all know how much I love the Juvia'S palettes. I think that they are bomb.com, and they're amazing quality for the price. So here is the palette, and I'm loving these tones. As y'all can see, this palette is definitely more on the cool side. It's definitely really pretty coral and brown and silver bluish tones, which I love. And then I did receive 6 foundations and 3 concealers. So the foundations come in this packaging here, and the actual bottle looks like this. So it's a bit different for me because you guys know I typically reach for foundations that come with pumps. But even though this one doesn't have a pump, I still like it because of the fact that it comes out in like a squeeze tube. So I can still apply it directly to my face, you know, as needed, as opposed to having to dump it out of my hand and use my fingers and all that kind of good stuff. The only thing I do not like though is the fact that I actually you can't see what's in here. So if I'm in the store and I'm trying to figure out what shade is my shade, if I don't have a tester, like I'm out of luck. So that part I don't like. I do wish that there was some way to figure out what color or shade was actually in here. But again, it is $20. And I do like that it is a plastic, you know, package, and it does have a squeeze tube. So that kind of helps to balance it out. The shades that I did get are the shades Accra 330, Somalia 350, Burkina 310, Zaria 320, Lagos 240, and also Gabon 300. Hopefully I pronounced those all correctly. But I got those 6 shades, and then the concealer comes in similar packaging as well. So you have that same rectangular packaging, and the concealer packaging is actually pretty normal. And then you have the typical concealer applicator as well. Just, just swipe it on and you're good to go. So I received 3 shades from them. So here are the 3 shades. Very pretty. So the lighter one is a shade 17. The medium shade is a shade 12. And the darker shade is a shade 3, which I like this combo here because if I want a really bright highlight, I can go for, of course, 17. If I want more of a natural highlight, especially for my skin tone, I can go for the shade 12. And I can use the shade 3 to cream contour if I want to. I'm going to actually just go ahead and just apply and swatch all the shades just to give you guys an idea of what each shade looks like. And of course, figure out what shade matches my skin tone the best. Okay, so first up we have the shade Gabon. And Gabon is a little bit too deep for my skin tone, so it looks like this. It's still really pretty though, like this shade is gorgeous. And just even applying the foundation onto my face, y'all, this is so creamy. It's crazy. Like, it's like a cream. It's so velvety and smooth. I'm already obsessed. I'm already obsessed with it because of just how it feels. Okay, and then we have the shade Accra. Oh, that looks pretty close. I feel like that may be it. So I'm putting this to the side. Okay, so here is the shade Lagos. So far, Accra is the lightest of the 3. It's not, I don't know, like it's kind of strange because like they're actually very similar in tone. But they're really, really pretty. Okay, so here's Burkina. Oh, I like that shade also. Y'all, what do y'all think? I don't know, y'all. What do y'all think? Like right now I'm torn between Accra and Burkina. Pretty close. Okay, and then we have the shade Zaria. Okay, so that's Zaria. It's a little bit too light for my, it's not even really light. It's just a little bit too warm for my skin tone. And then lastly, we have the shade Somalia. Uh-oh. This may be it, y'all. Oh, no. Okay. All right. Okay. So we have 6 very different shades, you guys. I think it's just because the undertones are so slight that it's just trying to figure out like which one makes the most sense. Okay, so just going ahead and wiping this off. Okay, guys, so this is actually really hard to pick, but looking at it on my hand, actually, I think that Burkina is actually going to be best because if I now looking at it on my hand against like my undertone and my neck area, I feel like Burkina is actually a little bit closer to my actual undertone. I feel like Accra may be a little bit too neutral and may actually come off a little bit more on the olive side as opposed to more golden, if that makes sense. So I'm going to actually go ahead and just take Burkina instead of Accra. And I feel like this should be the right one. Okay. So apply a few little dots all over. Not applying much. All right, now it's going ahead and just blending and buffing this all in. How are we looking? So it's blending in beautifully. Y'all, this coverage though is so amazing. Now I will say that after applying it all over, it definitely is a little bit too deep for my skin tone. Like this is definitely my summer tan shade, not my normal shade. And it's definitely on the warm side. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit of that lighter shade on top of it, just a little bit to balance it out. But just looking at the way this freaking foundation is applying, oh my gosh, it looks so freaking good. And I'm not just saying that, you guys, like this foundation, literally, the coverage on it is phenomenal. Like y'all, look at my under eye spots. Y'all know how I struggle with covering up those areas. And they are completely dissolved. But it didn't apply streaky at all. Like there's no patchiness. There's no unevenness. There's nowhere on my face that like isn't smooth and even. And it just looks so good. I also love how velvety this is because like I said, it's definitely not a liquidy consistency. It's very velvety, very creamy, which I love because it's not drying down really fast. It's not super dried down or matte or anything. Like it looks like skin. Like it's a full coverage, but it looks like skin. And it's that it's a medium to full coverage. To me, this is just straight up full coverage because looking at this, I just see straight up full coverage. Taking a hint of Somalia, and part of me is like, Kyra, you try to just use Somalia all over instead of Burkina, but you'll make it work. It's always tricky finding like your perfect shade, especially whenever you're dealing with a shade range like this where you have so many to choose from, which is a good thing because you can really find like the right one. It just takes trial and error. So like if you're like me, you have to kind of mix and match or just figure out like, you know, which one is the right one, or you try one and it doesn't work out. Like don't be, you know, discouraged at all. It's normal because there are so many different options, which is a good thing. So it's just a matter of finding like the right one. Okay, so in my opinion, after all that discussion and going back and forth and debating, I should just use Somalia. Like I feel like Somalia is actually, even though it looked lighter compared to the other shades, I feel like that probably made the most sense for me to apply it all over. Just because I feel like it's closest to my skin tone. And it'll like blend and look good together and cohesive after I hide and contour and all that good stuff. Like I really hope it's coming across on camera how it looks in person. Because this finish is unreal for it to be this full of coverage. And y'all, my under eye spots. That makes me so happy. Y'all have no idea. Okay, so now on to concealer. So I want to first go with the shade 12, which is more that medium natural shade, and apply this under my eyes, forehead. I'm loving this tone. It's very, very golden, which I like. I want to take a hint of the shade 17. I didn't want to take 17 all over because I feel like it could get really bright and really crazy real quick. So taking a little bit of the shade 17 and applying that right on top of 12. Okay, so now it's going in and blending this all out. And I'm loving the consistency of it because it's not liquidy at all. It's definitely more creamy, which I do like. Ooh. Oh, okay, coverage. That looks really pretty. I feel like those two shades, 17 and 12, look really good mixed together. Because it's not too muted, like you can still see the highlight. And it's definitely, you know, brightening, but it's not too much. And I feel like had I applied 12 all over, it would have gotten to be a little too much. Yeah, yes. Look at that coverage. And it's blending out so easily. Like, look right here. You see how flawless it blends from the concealer down to the foundation? Like, that's what you call flawless. My under eye area is popping, y'all. I also will note that I'm looking at kind of the finish of it. And the concealer also to me is demi matte because it's not drying down matte, which is a good thing because it's not drying fast. It has a bit of like a, not really luminous, but it still looks like skin, if that makes sense. Which again is crazy for the coverage that you get. I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit of the shade 3. Just a smidget. Okay. And then just blend this in just to add some warmth and dimension to the skin. But see how easily it's blending out, y'all? Like, look at that. So easy. Now, I will say the shade 3 in the concealer is definitely more of a cool tone brown. As you can see, it's definitely a little bit more of a cool tone brown. So if you don't like cool tone browns, especially for contouring, then you won't like this shade. But I actually don't mind cool tone browns for contouring and bronzing because of the fact that to me cool tone browns actually give more of a natural shadow finish, if that makes sense. And just going through and just blending this out. Ooh, that looks good. Oh, okay. Even my nose contour, that was easy. All right, so that is all done. I'm gonna go ahead and finish my face off and I'll come back to complete the look. Alright guys, so here is the final look of me using the Juvia'S Place I Am Magic Foundation and Concealer, as well as the new Juvia'S Place Nubian 3 Coral Palette. Honestly guys, I'm obsessed with the way this whole look came out. After I finished the eyes, I just went ahead and popped on a really pretty vampy lip, some lashes, some mascara. I also went ahead and added some blush, some highlight. You guys know the usual. And here is the final look. But I wish you guys could see in person like how flawless my skin looks. My skin right now legit looks like a walking filter, and I am obsessed with it. Like, my skin looks really nice and smooth. The coverage is A1, y'all. Like, the coverage is amazing, but it doesn't feel heavy. And that's one thing I love about it. It's not lightweight, so I can feel something on my skin, but it doesn't feel heavy. Like, it still feels very comfortable, and I can see myself wearing this for hours at a time. So that I do like, and it just looks so, y'all, the coverage is flawless. I do want to note again that even though I did apply, I believe I applied Burkina all over, I would just recommend just going in with Somalia instead. So next time I do use it, I'll just use Somalia all over, which I don't know why I didn't pick this one to begin with, because it's probably the closest of all 6. And that looks much better than, yeah, this looks much better than Burkina. So again, if you're similar to my skin tone, I would just go ahead and select Somalia. But again, there are 42 shades to choose from, 4 different undertones to choose from. So you're sure to find something. So my suggestion would just be to go into the store, you know, play with the testers, figure out what shade doesn't work for you, or even just go online and look at the chart and just figure out what shade is closest to your skin tone from there. But again, I love the concealers. Under eye is flawless. It just looks really nice in full glam, but still skin-like. And that's the one thing I'm loving about it. Hope you guys enjoyed this review of the Juvia'S Place I Am Magic Foundation Collection and the concealers, as well as the Nubian 3 Coral Palette. Again, I want to thank Juvia'S Place so much for partnering with me on this video. These thoughts are 100% my own, and I honestly do love everything that I tried, and I 1000% recommend it. If you guys enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel. And lastly, let me know down below in the comment section what you guys thought of this look, of this tutorial, and also if you plan on trying out the Juvia'S Place foundations and concealers. To me, it's a win-win. It's affordable and it's bomb, so you can't go wrong. I can't wait to hear you guys' thoughts, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys.